and welcome to Mermaid. Today I'm going to read some text, and I'm going to do that while doing some chewing or having a mouthpiece. Can you this sound? So this book is George R.R. Martin's with Elio M. Garcia Jr. and Linda Anderson. That is called The World of Ice and Fire by The Untold Story of Westeros and The Game of Thrones. So this book is kind of a history guide about the Game of Thrones series, which is, if you don't know, a book series that has been developed into a TV show. It's gone on for about 7 years this year. I didn't watch all season, but I read the 2 and about a third part of the third book, so I know pretty well what's going on. It's just a great book to have, I think. So let's begin. We're going to read about the Targaryen kings, some of them at least. We're going to read about Aegon the First. That's 3 pages, I think. Maybe more than that, but that's what I'm going to begin with, please. It's a very thick book, this, or big, just big. So that's good to have. So we have the Targaryen kings and the Game of Thrones here. The Targaryen kings. Here a picture on. Aegon the First. King Aegon, the first of his name, might have conquered the 7 kingdoms by the age of 27, but now faced the formidable challenge of ruling his newly forged realm. The 7 warring kingdoms had rarely been at peace with their own borders, let alone without them, and united them under one rule required a great, remarkable man. So it was fortunate for Ram that Aegon was such a man with wisdom and determination aplenty. And though his vision of a united Westeros proved harder to realize than Aegon might have believed, not to mention for a Costellar, it was a vision that shaped the course of history for hundreds of years to come. It was Aegon who set a great royal city to rival and surpass Panisport and the Old Town, sprang up, being around his crowd, Aegonfort. And while King's Landing might have been a crowded, muddy, and stinky place to the outset, it was always full of activity. A makeshift sept constructed out of the hulk of a cog on the Blackwater served the common people. Soon a much greater sept was sized the Vicinius Hill with money spent by the High Septon. This would be later joined by the sept of remembrance in the Hill of Rhaenys as a member of the Queen, where only the fishing boats were seen. Now cogs and gallery from Old Town, Lannisport and 3 cities, and even the some ice began to appear. As the flow of the trade shifted from Duskendale to Maidenport to King's Landing, the Aegonfort itself grew larger and burst in past its intentional palisade to coast more of Aegon's high hill, and now wooden keep was raised. It was 50 feet high. It stood under 35 AC, and Aegon tore it down so that the Red Keep could be built as a castle fit for Targaryens and theirs. By 10 AC, King's Landing had become a true city, and by 25 AC it surpassed White Harbour and Galtown to become Bryn's large city. Yet for much of this time, the city was without walls. It may have been that Aegon and his sister thought no one would dare assault a city that held dragons, but in 19 AC came word from a pirate fleet second Tortry's Down in some isles, carrying off thousands in slavery and fortune in wealth. To arrive at this, realizing that he and Visenya were not always at King's Landing. Aegon last commanded that the walls be raised. Grandmaster Gawain and the Hand, Sir Osmond Strong, were given charge of the project. Aegon decreed there might be enough room for city to expand within his walls, and that the 7 great gates house would defend 6 gates in honor of the 7. Its construction began in 25 AC. Next year, by 26 AC, it was completed. As the city and its prosperity grew, so did that of the realm. This was part due to the conqueror's efforts to win the respect of his vassals and that of the small folk. In this he was often aided by Queen Rhaenys, while she left, for who the small folk were a special concern. She was likewise a patron of singers and hearts, and something her sister Queen Visenya would have waste, where those singers made songs of praise for Targaryens to carry them throughout the realm. And in those songs all contained blood lies and made Aegon sister seem like the more glorious. The Queen did not rule it, although the Maesters did, right? The Queen much did to bring around together, through the marriage she arranged between the far-flung houses. There was Rhaenyra's death in the 110 AC, and the wrath that followed it was felt much by realm, who had loved the beautiful kind of the Queen. Yet despite the reign covered in glory, the first Dornish War stood out as Aegon's grand great defeat. The first Dornish War began boldly in 74 AC, and ended in 13 AC after years of tragedy and spilled blood. Many were the casualties of that war. The death of Rhaenyra, the Year of Dragons, Wrath, and the Mother Laws, who would soon vassals of King's Landing, and the Red Keep itself was black time. But out of tragedy was born World's Thing, the sworn brotherhood of Kingsguard, when Aegon and Visenya placed price on the heads of the Dornish lords. Many were moderate in irritation of the Dornishmen, hired their own cat-house and killers. On one occasion in 10 AC, Aegon and Visenya were both attacked in the streets at King's Landing, and if not for Visenya and Drogo's sister, the king might not have survived. According to history, Archmaster Ghealdan suggested that court of Aegon left Queen Visenya in charge of building the Red Keep, so might not endure her presence on Dragonstone. In the later years, the relationship, never warm like Wingwood, had grown even more distant. Despite this, the king still believed that his guard was sufficient to defense. Visenya barely pointed otherwise. A record that when Aegon pointed out his guardman, Visenya drew the dog's sister and cut his cheek before the guards could react. The guards is long lazy. Visenya's reporter said, and the king was forced to agree. It was Visenya, not Aegon, who decided the nature of this king's guard. 7 champions of the Lord of 7 Kingdoms would all be knights. She modeled vows upon those of the Night Watch, so that he would forfeit all those duty to the king. And when Aegon spoke of a grand tourney to choose the king as Kingsguard, Visenya disputed, saying he needed more than skills in arms to protect him. He was needed an unwavering loyalty. The king entrusted Visenya with selecting the first members of the order, and history shows he was wise to do so. 2 died to defend him, and also to the end of days with honor. The White Book recounts their names so it is record. The name on these of every knight who swore the vows: Sir Corlys Velaryon, First Lord Commander; Sir Richard Brute, Sir Addison Hill, Bastard of Cornfield; Sir Gregor Gord and Sir Grief Cole; brothers Sir Hamon Frey, the Mummer, a Hedge Knight, and Sir Dark Robin, called Dark Robin, the first of many Darklings to wear the dark white cloak. Having established councils of their own, who is Jack Aerys' first, they formed a small council that would otherwise be kings thereafter. Aegon the Conqueror often left the day-to-day governance to realm with his sisters and these trusted counselors, and instead he walked near to the realm to go with his presence, to our subjects we needed fighting them. For half a year the king blew between King's Landing and Dragon's Bite towns, for while the city was royal seat, The islet that smelled of sulphur and brimstone, and the salt sea, was a place he loved the best. But other half year dedicated to the royal progress. He travelled through the realms for the rest of his life, and his final progress at 33 a.m. AC, make a point of praying his back to the king Herr Septon in Starry Sept. Each night he visited Old Town, gazed beneath the roofs of Lord to the great houses, in the Winterfell and the Lost Progress, and beneath the roofs of many lesser lords, knights, and common innkeepers. The king brought a glittering train with him whenever he went. In one progress fully a 1,000 knights followed, and many knights and ladies of court besides. In this progress, the king was accompanied not only by his courtiers but masters, and Septon as well. 6 masters were often his competent advisor upon the local laws and traditions of former realms, so he might draw the judgment the courts held. Rather than unite, attempting to unify the realm under one set of law, he respected the different customs of each region and sought to judge as the past kings might have. It would be law left for a later king to bring the laws of reality in accord. From the conclusion of First Stonish War until Aegon's death in 37 AC, their aim was at peace, and Aegon ruled with wisdom and forbearance. He gave the realm both an heir and a spare by 2 wives, the elder Prince Aena Spare Rhaenys, long dead, and younger Prince Magor by Visenya. He died when he had been born, on his beloved Dragonstone. The accounts agree that he was in the chamber of the painted table, recounting to his grandsons Aegon and Viserys the tales of his conquest, where he stumbled in his speech and collapsed. It was a stroke, the master said, and the dragon passed quickly in peace. His body was burned in the yard of the Dragonstone Citadel, as the custom of the Targaryens and his Lярens before them. Aenys, the Prince of Dragonstone, heir to the Iron Throne, was at Highgarden, where he learned his staff best, and swiftly flew his dragon to receive his crown. But all the fall the Aegon the Conqueror on the Iron Throne found a realm flawless and amenable to rule. The Rule of 6, now part of the common law, was established by Rhaenys as she sat on the Iron Throne, while the king was upon one of his progresses. A petition was made by the brother of the woman who had been beaten to death by her husband after caught with another. He defended himself by rightly noting that it was lawful for a man to take Charisse and others' wife, which was true enough, though in John or matters were otherwise. So Lance used a rod to thicken the thumb. However, they struck in hand and thumbs, according to brothers, and this did not deny. After deliberating with the master and Spectrans, Rhaenys declared that, whilst the goods of the gods make women to be dutiful to the husband, and so could dutifully be beaten, only 6 blood might be struck, while Ecclesiastes 7 say the stranger was deaf. For this reason, she declared 94 of the husband's blows then had been unlawful, and agreed that the husband's brother would match those blows upon the husband. There are also some pictures as well in the picture. It's going to the end of the video of that. This is the crown of Aegon Conqueror. And this picture here is a picture of the King's Landing and the Aegon Fort. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good